2 straight days of wind and ants. Not right now. I'm trying to do a video. Sometimes ants like to crawl on me. But anyways. Hi, my name is Alicia, and if this is your first time visiting my channel, welcome. The wind is blowing, and this is part 2 of why I like my protective bubble. So we're going to hear bugs and ants and everything. And if you heard that text, my bad. So let's keep it moving. Oh, I do have quotes, and I'm going to read some of these quotes. Who are you when no one is watching?
Number 8. Who are you when nobody is watching?
Inspired by B. Mark Fit. Everyone sees a mansion, a Lambo, but what you don't see is the 3 a.m. wake-up times, the 12 to 15-hour work days for 5 years and 5 days straight. It's the work behind the scenes that put me in the spotlight. A real champion puts the work in when the lights are off. And I know they say you want to be successful, but one question for you. Who are you when no one is watching? And one of the reasons why I like being in my protective bubble, because I put in a lot of work on YouTube and a lot of other things, and a lot of people don't see what goes in behind the scenes. Like, I know there's times where I've had to upload videos at 3:30 in the morning, 5:30 in the morning, 7 p.m. at night, because some of my YouTube channels have different times where I get the most engagement. But you don't see that, and you also don't see that for 10 years. My YouTubes were really struggling and I wasn't getting views. So now that I'm a sponsored athlete, have a couple of YouTube channels going really well, and I'm traveling all over the place, people see the end result, but they don't see what you go through, and they really don't care what you go through. They just only want to be there at the end. It's almost like people want to help you eat the bread, but nobody wants to be there to help you cook it. So that's why I'm kind of like in my protective bubble now, because I'm doing so many things behind the scenes and I don't even talk about it because I feel like it's better to just show you. And so getting on to the next point, number 9, you have to keep your guard up and protect your dreams. This is also inspired by B. Mark Fit. Not everybody wants to see you win. Your success is a constant reminder of all the times they gave up on themselves. So they will bash you, criticize you, and drag your name through the mud. Keep quiet and don't worry about telling them what you're going to do. Show them once it's already done. Oh my goodness. I've had so many friends throughout the years bash me, be jealous of me, talk shit behind my back, all because I had different goals in mind. And so I've always been somebody who don't trust easily anyways. So me being in a protective bubble is no problem. I can be in my little bubble, accomplish my goals, and show people, because people, big noise. Anyways, people don't always see the bigger picture until you show them. And as much as it would be nice to have supportive people in all stages of your journey, in all stages, a lot of times it's not like that. A lot of people only are with you at the end when you're doing really well, not when you're not doing so well. And so I think because I'm kind of one of those type of people that likes to show people better than me ever telling them, it's easy for me to be in my protective bubble. And number 10, you have to learn how to do things despite how you feel. Discipline, discipline, discipline. I can't emphasize this one enough. I think a lot of people want a lot of things, but they aren't willing to do what it takes. And you have to learn how to do things despite how you feel. So there's times where I don't feel great. I keep telling you in several of these videos, I have multiple medical issues, and I still will schedule a video content on my YouTubes for years, because despite how I feel, I want my audience to still have stuff to view. Because they don't want to hear my shit excuses. Oh, you're throwing up. Oh, you're in the hospital. You're getting this. You're getting MRI. You're getting the spinal taps. Nobody wants to hear your shit. Nobody cares about you and your circumstances. And I had to start adopting that mantra because I've had so many people in my life treat me badly at different periods of my life. So I kind of picked up this hardness about me. Nobody gives a shit about you and your circumstances. They want what they want. They want you to solve their problems. If you don't solve their problems, then they'll go somewhere else. So that's how I feel about YouTube. If I don't put the content out there, simple, they'll go somewhere else. There's plenty of content creators out here There's plenty of upcoming people. There's plenty of people out here who are more popular than I am right now, who got bigger fan followings than me. If I don't keep up with my work, they'll just go somewhere else, and it's no problem. Somebody's calling me. Why? Not right now. So, number 11, and after this I think I'm gonna take a little break. Hustle as hell. I used to look out for people. Now I just look out for people. You will catch it later. My cousin just posted this, and this is one of the most genius things she's posted. I love it because it's exactly how I feel right now. I'm kind of at that point where it's like, I used to care for people more, but now I'm just kind of like, how about I keep that circle of who I care for very, 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 very small. In fact, give me 1 second, I will be right back. So to continue on that point, I'm just at the station in my life where you're either going to figure it out or you're not. And when it comes to friendships, that one quote, you should be careful who you surround yourself with, is very true. Like, I have my friends that I travel with, have my friends that I do YouTube stuff with, I have friends that I do Gen Con and Comic Con and other conventions with, but I also make it hard for people to get in my inner circle. I just want to know that you're trustworthy and that you can prove yourself, because a lot of people throughout the years have put on a front and they weren't what they said they were, and now I'm just kind of at a place where I'm not as trusting like I used to be. But once I trust you, it's cool, but it just takes a little bit. And so now that quote really rings true for me, because I don't look out for people like I used to. I'm just gonna be really honest, I don't. I look out for my people that I want to look out for, and that has definitely dwindled. That circle is so small now. Even my family members are like, you don't write thank you cards anymore, you don't do this, you don't do that. Yeah, people took it for granted, and people took it the wrong way and treated me mean and said I did stuff I didn't do. So enough. I don't have to do this shit no more. Enough. So let's move on to number 12. Why I'm interested and why I will be in my protective bubble for a bit. So number 12 is by Joyful Healer. Why you get more support on social media from strangers than people who have known you for years. The top reason is envy. Next reason, they don't understand you as a human being, and very common, you trigger them simply by being you. Before I started my journey to evolve myself, I had a lot of interaction going on, let's say Facebook and other platforms. As I've grown as a person, I've noticed less and less interactions from certain folks, straight crickets. You might have observed this happening to you. Sure, they'll interact with other people, but no matter what you do, how valuable the information you present, how love-centered you are, they are not going to show you any visible love. They may still follow you out of sheer curiosity, but they will not ever, 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 ever let you know that they're still watching. It all boils down to you being a trigger for their own shadows, insecurities, fear of being their authentic self, and lack of growing themselves. You remind them that they have greatness in them, but for whatever reason they aren't ready to do the work it takes to align with that version of themselves. They're watching you do it like who they think they are, though. But you know what? A small portion still might learn something from you, and they still might learn something from you lurking in their silence. So keep going. Numbers don't always reflect who you are positively impacting anyways. Just continue to be your amazing self, and you will be blessed with the right circle of people to love on you, and it'll be real. Bingo. One of the reasons why I really love my protective bubble, because after I started having my successes, I've had a lot of people disappear, and I've noticed even when I was pursuing my goals, like growing YouTube and traveling and just a bunch of different things, people started disappearing because we weren't aligned. And the older you get, you start to become less concerned about being liked and more about finding people on your same page. And one by one, I just let them go because, like, hey, we're just not on the same wavelength. You know, you want this and I want that. And in a perfect world, we should be supportive of each other no matter if we understand it or not. But it's just not that way. And I'm gonna tell you, like, I had a bunch of people from school, grade school, all the way up to college try to kick me down because I had different goals, I have different ideas, and I wasn't like the people around them. I liked Dragon Ball Z. I wasn't into the same things that they were into, so instead of just embracing your uniqueness, they just want to try to kick you down. So the only advice I have for people out there that's pursuing your goals, pursuing something outside the box, or what other people might see as outside the box, just don't let your friends, your family, or your peers talk you out of it. Just go for it, because the last thing you want to do is let people talk you out of your dreams, and then you're dead and your dreams go down the grave with you. Because I have a lot of friends who are dead, and I go visit them in the cemetery. They don't have the chance to go after their dreams anymore. And I think that's why I'm even more relentless and aggressive towards my dreams, because they don't have the chance anymore, but I still do. So I go for it 210%. And I'm not gonna let nobody tell me what I can't do, because a lot of times when people try to talk you out of it, they're just jealous of you or jealous of the anointing on your life. So you can't let people talk you out of your dreams. So let me take a little breather. Wait, I might be able to find my number 13 real quick. My little battery's dying on me, so let me see if I can find it. Oh, so this is my number 13 while I still have a little bit of battery left. If I die, I'll just recharge a little bit and get back on. This is actually an article that I wrote a long time ago that the Commission Music actually made some quotes out of based on my article. And he's absolutely right. Your friends and family might not be your target audience. So believe it or not, like, as much as I love my friends or family, I'm not gonna send them my music or send them my articles. If they find it, they find it. If they don't, they don't. So number one, he's right about this, and I wrote a version of this too. They might think you're a failure. And like I said, my battery's dying, so I'll be right back. Okay, so to continue on, let's just start over. Number one, they might think you're a failure. Fame is a 4-letter word. You don't need it to make a living. Your friends and family probably won't understand this, and they'll expect you to have regrets that you're not famous. They'll think you didn't succeed because you didn't reach the Billboard charts, because they live in a media bubble that your music will likely never penetrate. And if that car interrupted that, I'll just put the link below. Number two, they only want a piece when you're successful or perceived successful. This is like, he took some of the quotes from my article and sort of made it into like this little quote thing. So not the whole article, but just like my top quotes that he liked. So anyway, let's just continue. I have noticed in 2018 that more school friends started adding me on LinkedIn after starting a few more businesses. Where was the support when our mutual school kicked me to the curb? So I'm relevant now since I started my 20th business. I'm a human being with feelings, interested in hanging out despite my so-called status or position of power. I'm interested in genuine connections where I can catch up with a person and ask them how they're doing. I'm not a bank and don't want to be used as a toy. Rant over. So I have to be really honest, like, in school, I really didn't feel like I was supported or wanted. But then when I started to, when the tide started to turn, and I've been involved in like dozens and dozens of startups, and I'm not gonna sit here and talk about every single one because it's stupid. I'm not gonna sit here and like talk about it, and there's just some things I haven't announced yet. But I noticed like when things started to like take a turn in my life, people from my past started adding me on LinkedIn. It's like, it's so freaking fake and hypocritical to me. Like people for who they are, not what they got. And too many people are into titles, fancy position, the cushy office. Do you like those people even if they didn't have those things? And can you see yourself hanging out with that person even if they're not the head coach? What if they get fired? Are you gonna still love them for who they are? And I think too many people are just fake like that, and I just thought it was just so freaking fake. They weren't there, but then you want to act like you were there when it looks like I'm doing something. So I don't know, like, one of the reasons why I'm happy I'm in my protective bubble because of fake stuff like that. It's people Too many people I know are just so freaking fake. Like, just like people for who they are, not their money or their status. It doesn't make the person, their cars, their house, and like I said, I love people who have mansions and houses and cars and the life and the luxury life, but get to know people outside that stuff. Who are they outside that stuff? So anywho, let me go ahead and keep going. That's just another thought I had. Number 3, they might not like your music and just don't want to tell you. This is kind of more like music related. I stopped inboxing and telling most of my friends about my music and my band. I love them to pieces, but I can tell they don't give a damn. If they're interested or not a part of the fan base, me trying to force my music on them is not going to do any good. Unfortunately, most of them only support you when you made it, or even worse, doubt you, then act like they support you when you get it. Do I hate them? Of course not. But it might not be their cup of tea. I'm just explaining one of the brutal truth. So I stopped inboxing my friends a long time ago, and I just got 100,000 streams on my newest SoundCloud, and everybody knows that SoundCloud is not as popular as Spotify, and it's kind of fallen out of favor in recent years. But I've noticed like my music's been taken off on several alternative platforms, and even with that, kind of noticed like people hit my inbox, and I'm like, why? Like, seriously? And so how do you deal with all this? And this was like one of the things that he said. Like, he summed up my whole article in just 4 quotes, right? How do you deal with this? Understanding that friends may or may not support you. Build a crew and network of people whose mission align with yours. Find a tribe. Focus all this energy into your work. Reminder, they are your friends. They don't have to be your customers. So, yeah. I hope by going through that quote thing that he got from my article, it kind of starts to make sense why I like my protective bubble. This is officially part 2, and part 3 is going to be the readings. I'm really excited about the readings. Like, I would have put the readings in this video, but this video is already long. Like, I've been checking out the minutes on that, so oh my goodness, let me just stop right here. So anywho, thank you for watching part 2 of why I love my protective bubble, and be ready for part 3, the actual readings, because the readings is going to get very interesting. Like, it's going to be dope. But thank you for watching, and I will talk to you all soonish. Woo!